December 6, 1991, a quiet Friday night in Austin, Texas. Four teenage girls were closing up a small yogurt shop. They had dreams, laughter, and plans for tomorrow. But within hours, everything changed. The shop went up in flames. Inside, firefighters found a scene so horrifying that even veteran detectives couldn't forget it. Four girls, Jennifer Harbison, Sarah Harbison, Eliza Thomas, and Amy Ayers, brutally murdered, and to this day, their killer has never been found. This is the Austin Yogurt Shop Murders, one of America's darkest unsolved crimes. At 11:47 p.m., a police officer noticed smoke coming from the "I can't believe it's yogurt" shop. Firefighters rushed in, battling flames, but what they found inside was far worse than any fire. For young girls, bound, gagged, and murdered, their bodies had been stacked together and set ablaze. Austin, a peaceful college town, woke up to terror the next morning. The question spread fast. Who could do something so evil? Detectives combed the shop for clues. They found bullet casings, ropes, and burnt remains, but little that could point to the killers. Witnesses recalled seeing estranged men inside the shop before closing, one tall, one shorter, both quiet, nervous. Police launched a massive manhunt, but with little evidence and no DNA match. The case went cold. Years passed, and Austin refused to forget. By 1999, nearly 8 years later, police were desperate for a breakthrough. They arrested four local men: Michael Scott, Robert Springsteen, Maurice Pierce, and Forrest Welburn. The men were young and confused, but after long hours of interrogation, two of them confessed. Police celebrated. Finally, the case was solved, but those confessions were full of contradictions. Timelines didn't match, details changed each time, and there was no physical evidence, no fingerprints, no DNA, nothing. Still, prosecutors pushed forward. Springsteen and Scott were convicted, one sentenced to death, the other to life in prison. But truth is a way of surfacing. In the 2000s, new DNA technology emerged. Investigators retested the evidence, and the results shocked everyone. The male DNA found at the scene didn't match any of the four men convicted, not one. That meant they were innocent. The real killer was still out there, walking free for years. In 2009, all charges were dropped. Michael Scott and Robert Springsteen were released, but the scars of injustice remained. One of the accused, Maurice Pierce, died in a police confrontation a year later. Theory 1. The robbery gone wrong. The cash register was open. Money was missing. Maybe it began as a robbery and ended in chaos. Two young men seen before closing could have been the robbers, but both were questioned and released. Theory 2. The serial killer connection. Some believe the yogurt shop murders were the work of Kenneth McDuff, a Texas serial killer active at the time. His victims were young, and his crimes brutal. But once again, DNA proved otherwise. Theory 3. The inside job. No forced entry. Back door unlocked. Was it someone the girls trusted? Someone who knew the shop's layout and closing routine? This theory suggests betrayal by a familiar face. Theory 4. The cover-up. Former detectives later admitted mistakes. Evidence lost. Leads ignored. In their rush to close the case, investigators may have overlooked the truth and let the real killer disappear forever. Over 30 years later, the case is still open. DNA testing continues as technology improves, but no match has ever been found. Every December, families gather where the yogurt shop once stood. They light candles. They whisper names. They remember their daughters and pray for justice that never came. For teenage girls lost their lives in a place that should have been safe. For innocent men lost years behind bars. And the real killer, or killers, vanished into history. The Austin Yogurt Shop murders remain one of America's coldest, most haunting mysteries. Maybe one day, DNA will speak again. Maybe one day, someone will finally talk. Until then, Austin remembers, because some crimes never fade, and some ghosts never rest.